I boo-hooed. I said, oh, the club put me in there. No. I put myself in there. I did what I had to do as a Hell's Angel.
You know, my daddy always, if you got in a fight and you came home with a bloody nose, did you hit him back? If you didn't hit him back, Dad put you in the car and took you back over there and told you going up in that yard and get your shit done and be a man.
These other walls drove through by gangs, by the FBI gang, and all that shit happened to that chapter, right? Like those guys go through their being a big motorcycle club, even sometimes just being a small motorcycle club, you go through your.
A lot of people that have come in have seen definitely a change in the club and the direction that the club is going.
I looked out my window and you could see a body laying out in front. And here's this dude running around up there with no, just had his sweatshirt on. And he tells me he's a Hell's Angel. Even after all that, I still wanted to join the Hell's Angels.
People out there, man, that are just natural followers. And they just fall right in line with that type of program. But not 1%ers, man. 1%ers don't ask permission.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin With Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a lot to talk about. There's so much going on in the news. Crazy things are developing, if you guys aren't aware. So it seems that one of the people that got attacked, allegedly, by the Mongols, told the police exactly what happened. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It says that the victim, hold on a second, says 5 Mongol motorcycle club members were arrested in Midland stabbing attack. 5 members of the Mongols motorcycle, it says gang here, were arrested after investigators say they attacked and stabbed a motorcyclist in Midland County, and what authorities say believed was retaliation assault tied to a rival gang. According to Texas Anti-Gang Center for the Premier Basin, deputies were called around 1:30 April 25th to the area of East Loop 250 and I-20 after reports of a stabbing. Investigators say the victim, believed to be affiliated with the Mongol or the Banditos Motorcycle Club, was riding a motorcycle when a white SUV pulled up. Several men got out and approached him and attacked him with metal objects before stabbing him. The victim told deputies he believed the suspects were members of the Mongols. He also said that he had received a warning message telling Banditos members to stay off their motorcycles. According to investigators, the man said he was headed back to the Big Spring with his daughter-in-law riding on the back of the motorcycle when an SUV began following them. He said he tried to tell the group not right here before he was pulled off his bike and beaten. Authorities believe the assault was retaliation for an earlier shooting in Midland. I mean, this is getting crazy. So he had his family member on the back of the bike. So they believed it was a retaliation for an earlier shooting in Midland involving a person identified as a Mongols member that was shot. During the investigation, officers found suspects matching the witness's description and conducted traffic stop on a white Dodge truck. Juan Luan and Willie Morales were taken into custody. Investigators believe Luan was found with brass knuckles and a knife. Both men were arrested and charged after aggravated assault, deadly weapon, engaging in organized criminal activity. Later that day, officers served a search warrant at a home, conducted the case, and arrested Jose Vasquez Jr. Investigators said evidence linked him to an assault and identified him as an active member of the Mongols. Billy Blackman was also arrested during a separate traffic stop while he was riding his motorcycle. Investigators said evidence connected him to the stabbing. Christopher Smith was also identified as a suspect and arrested in the case. All 5 suspects are being held on a $750,000 bond. I mean, it's crazy situation. Hopefully all this stuff can die down out there. It's terrible that this type of stuff even happens. Just ride your motorcycle, coexist. There's no reason for any of this. And some people are upset that I'm even reporting on it. It's just weird. I didn't put you in the news. Like, I don't get it. This is what I do for a job. So if you don't want to be on the news, right? Don't get involved with this type of shit. I mean, people need to coexist, right? Oh, yeah, before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. So we got some other information going on about the mafia. So this guy, if you know who he is, Carrazzo, he has been kicked off a case. He's tossed from organized crime case. This is lawyer Joseph Carrazzo Jr. His father was a gangster. This is his father right here. Serious guy in the Gambino crime family. And they say that this guy has links to organized crime. Lawyer Joseph Carrazzo Jr. has been booted from another organized crime case after the judge in Brooklyn ruled that he was too personally connected to his Gambino family linked client, who compared the lawyer to an actor from The Godfather, Carrazzo, who last week was spiked from the drug trafficking trial of a heavyweight boxer, Goran Gorgic, because he's being investigated in jury bribery plot. On Wednesday, he was removed from the case from Mark Laverno, who was charged with loan sharking, gambling, interstate stalking, weapons possession offenses. Federal prosecutors requested Carrazzo be disqualified after audio recordings surfaced of Laverno gabbing about the lawyer's knowledge of his alleged schemes and moozing about how he was Tom Hagen's figure in the Gambino crime family. Higgins played Robert Duvall in The Fictional Lawyer, who served as Don Corleone's consigliere in The Godfather. Carrazzo did not immediately return messages seeking comment Tuesday. So he's got people that are being investigated on this case referring to him as like he's in The Godfather and bragging to people how he is the just like Robert Duvall in The Godfather, and he's a consigliere. God. On Tuesday, Brooklyn federal court judge said the conflict of interest in the case is so obvious he didn't need to hold a full hearing to determine whether Carrazzo should be removed. It could blow up in the defendant's face to have you as counsel at trial, the judge said. In the recording, Laverno, 59, directed an associate to connect with Carrazzo on how to proceed in his loan sharking and gambling schemes and pointed out that Carrazzo was the best man at his wedding, according to court filings by prosecutors. They're getting more powerful, Joe and his family and his whole family, Verno said, according to court papers. Carrazzo, his late father, Jojo Carrazzo, was a reputed consigliere for the Gambino family, and the feds described Jr. as Gambino house counsel. So he's tossed off the case. So that's a done deal. And if you guys aren't aware, there was I seen Biker News Canada was talking about it, but there was raids on the Hells Angels over in Turkey and Germany at the same time. And Nakati, Abaraki, I think that's how you say his name. Turkish and German authorities launched simultaneous operations against the Hells Angels, and outlaw motorcycle gang and organized crime syndicate in Istanbul. Police seized $17.26 million in assets in 3 city sweep targeting a network led by Nakati. In addition to the Turkish efforts to dismantle the gang, 1,200 German police officers raided more than 50 locations across 28 cities. That's a lot. Authorities described the crackdown as the latest operation against motorcycle gang-led crime in the state's history. So it's the biggest operation. Istanbul, 5 detained in operation targeting motorcycle gang. The Istanbul Narcotics Bureau's coordination with the Istanbul Chief Prosecutor Terrorism Financing and Money Laundering Investigation Bureau detained 5 suspects in simultaneous raids across Istanbul and a couple other places that I can't pronounce. The assets seized during the raids include 22 real properties, 7 motor vehicles, 8 companies, and partner shares, totaling approximately $17.26 million. The prosecution revealed the communications by gang members provided evidence on various arms incidents and narcotic shipments exceeding 1 ton. The network international drug hauls were also mapped. 100 kilos of cannabis seized in Germany, 890 kilograms of cocaine in Brazil, 84.4 kilograms of cannabis in Spain. The organization was found to have tortured and murdered individuals in drug trafficking disputes, collecting regular payments for organization and laundered proceeds to real estate and companies. Of the 19 suspects identified, 5 were already in prison on separate charges. Among the remaining 14, 8 are believed to be in Turkey and 6 have been confirmed abroad. Interpol Red Notice proceedings have been initiated for the 6 foreign fugitives. Damn, German, 1,200 officers in 28 cities. In Germany, they announced the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club has been banned and dissolved after the raids. I mean, that's huge news. Crazy. Because you guys know that they do this type of shit in Australia. They can't even hang out together. They'll be arrested just for association. Authorities search locations in Corleone, a whole bunch of places I can't pronounce, 24 different cities. During the operation, they identified 44 suspects ranging in age from 21 to 59, seizing assets valued at $2.93 million. 46-year-old president of one of the chapters is arrested in Langesfield. The investigation focused on charges of forming and belonging to a criminal organization, along with extortion and cultivation of narcotics. In his statement, whoever makes their money with weapons and drugs, intimidation, must reckon with the police standing in their bedroom in the morning. He called biker-led crime a danger to security of our country that seeks to undermine the state's monopoly on violence. Hells Angels are the largest motorcycle gang, it says here, with 469 members across 29 chapters, have grown particularly through defectors from rival groups like the Banditos. Nakati, he's a leader both in Europe and Turkish networks. He was born in Corleone and was detained and later arrested in Turkey in October. I remember that. In 2025, he is currently being held in Izmir, facing 35-year prison sentence. The Istanbul prosecution identified him as the head of both European and Turkish wings of the Hells Angels criminal network. The organization's money laundering, torture, murder operations were financed through regular collection from the Hells Angels members through routed through companies and real estate. It's a pretty crazy situation. And you guys know the Bandito's been targeted as well. There was a huge bust in Australia. I mean, this stuff goes on and on. It's like, damn. There's a lot of shit going on. All right, hold on. We'll get back to that one. Let's see here. And we're going to talk about this guy today. The guy pretending to be a Hells Angel on YouTube. We're going to do a show strictly focused on him. A lot of people have comments about this picture. So this is one of the mugshots that I found. I mean, I don't know why you would get purpose tattooed across your forehead. It's pretty crazy. I don't understand. People are nuts nowadays. I'm telling you, people have lost their minds. Let's see here. I think this dude was arrested for, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Let me find out what it was. Fugitive from justice, and he's being held on no bond. His name's Young Christian. That's his name, Young Christian. So if you guys aren't aware, in other news, which is also crazy, there's been a huge bust over in Indiana, but this involves Gigi. This guy's name is Gigi, but a lot of people don't know about him. There's some deep, dark secrets that he has. In 1997, he was arrested and convicted. I can't even really say it on YouTube.
Listen. Is anybody in there? My name's Z. Don't talk too many people.
Yeah, don't tell too many people that in 1997, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for kidnapping an R of a 14-year-old girl. You believe this shit? Yeah. And this is the guy taking pictures with all these people. They probably have no clue of what he's been to prison for. So now there was a big sweep, and he got tied up in it. He has a restaurant. He's all over social media. He makes videos from his restaurant is pretty successful. Let me see here. Let me see if I could get this video for you guys. All right, here we go. Check it out.
FBI raids in northwest Indiana. The feds now say they busted a big-time gambling operation that was run out of restaurants in northwest Indiana. 22 people are now charged in what prosecutors are calling Operation Porterhouse Parlay.
And tonight, our NBC5 Chicago investigative team has learned that the illegal gambling charges go well beyond northwest Indiana, with authorities charging 2 men who have ties to the Chicago outfit and mafia families in Boston and New York. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy has that part of our coverage.
Organized crime investigators are zeroing in on two names in the Indiana charges, Hoosier mobster, both of them from outside Indiana. Filippo Gigi Ravito, considered a Chicago outfit associate by authorities, and he...
I guess they don't care about his background, huh? Because people aren't even talking about this. Hey, Will, what's going on? How are you all? Jason, what's good? Thank you guys for joining me. EDC or D2C, what's going on? What is the purpose of that tattoo? I don't know, man. People are whacked out. He must be a Democrat, right? He must be a Democrat. Hey, Roy, what's up, man? How are you? Will's in the building. The Copes. How are you? You can't wear colors in certain bars. Yeah, they have signs on the side of the buildings in a lot of places. Anonymous, how you doing? Mafioso, thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you. CMC, how are you? Rara's in the building. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate everything you do for this channel.
He's the flashy proprietor of a well-known West suburban Chicago restaurant. And Giuseppe Joe Palozzo Manzi, a convicted drug dealer and loan shark whom investigators say has ties to the Patriarcha mob in Boston and the Gambino crime family in New York.
Arrests were made across the country, not only in northern Indiana, but we also made arrests in Chicago, Boston, New York, Sarasota, Florida, Los Angeles, Mesa, Arizona, and San Juan, Puerto Rico.
With 150 federal
Dave,
agents
what's
working
up?
these Wednesday raids and arrests, they only had to cross the Illinois state line to grab 49-year-old Gigi Ravito. Capri is his upscale restaurant in west suburban Burr Ridge and has become the favored gathering place for outfit capos, according to mob watchers. It is where Ravito himself has been accused of conducting mob business, and it's home base for his ever-expanding digital footprint. Ravito has continued a
So
sizzling
gambling's
online
legal
presence.
if you do it online, right? It's legal if you do it online. If you're doing it behind the scenes and you're gambling with people, you're taking money, you're not paying taxes on it. So they're gonna swoop in and you're gonna get arrested for illegal gambling. You know what I'm saying? Just like they make weed legal, right? If you're out there selling pounds of weed and you get caught, you're gonna go to jail. It's not legal like that. Just like gambling, you can go do it, but you got to do it legally. You can't do it illegally because you're not paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? They want their money. That's the major thing why they're all busted.
Despite some investigators saying he's been told to cool it by other Chicago mob bosses who prefer their profiles rare.
We got the wise guy meatballs.
Ravito's Wise Guys meatballs won't have his personal flavor for a while. The self-styled Wise Guy is locked up without bond until a detention hearing Monday, and the government wants him held until trial. Ravito is a twice convicted felon, drugs and sex cases.
Oh, what? What do you say? S cases? No.
Who again faces significant prison time if convicted of the new charges that he allegedly worked as an enforcer for the Indiana gambling ring. Text messages supplied in court documents allege that when Ravito was searching for a wayward gambler in a Florida casino 2 years ago, he was willing to knock the debtor's lights out and then shove his head into a machine.
Members of the organization used threats and intimidation to collect on gambling debts.
One of the most disturbing aspects of the indictment was a threat to a debtor to kill his daughter.
Hey, it's Scott Bernstein.
At Valparaiso University, saying, we know where your daughter is, and if you don't pay this debt back in a certain amount of time, the next thing we do is we're going to go find your daughter at Valpo, and we're going to kill her.
And believe it or not, Joey Merlino just took a picture with this guy. You believe that shit? Like, I don't get it. This guy is the lowest of the low. And people don't know his past. I mean, they got to know his past, right? To be dealing with him. I don't know.
For years, Scott Bernstein's Gangster Report has looked into Ravito from Chicago and Joe Palozzo Manzi from Boston, both organized crime figures arrested in the Indiana gambling case. What do those two things say about the operation of this Indiana gambling business?
That it was incredibly sprawling, even though it was based out of Northwest Indiana and these two restaurants, they were going around the country debt collecting and leaning on people.
I think he meant, yeah, like a poker machine or something.
And threatening people.
The alleged involvement of Hoosier mobsters from out of state comes as no surprise to longtime observers of illegal bookmaking and unsanctioned sports betting. Organized crime experts have known for decades that illicit big money operations don't succeed for long without the involvement of the mob. There are dozens of examples where those who have bucked the system haven't survived to regret it. Back to you.
All right. Chuck Caddy tonight. Thank you, Chuck.
Oh man, it's not looking good for any of them. That's a huge case. And he's been out for years, doing this for years. You don't think, I mean, it's a crazy, wild situation. So there was a procession held for a sergeant that was killed in a motorcycle crash. We're going to watch this video real quick.
Earlier, it was just around 1:15 or so that the vehicle carrying Sergeant Brandon Malcolm emerged from the gates there, escorted by police and headed down towards the highway. They are traveling eastbound to Oshawa, and there was a massive police presence here, as you can imagine, for this procession. The honor guard was here. There were dozens of officers and vehicles lining the streets here, the mounted unit, the motorcycle unit. And we heard the leader of the honor guard shout, "To our fallen, salute." So incredibly ceremonial, highly respected member of the OPP, Sergeant Brandon Malcolm. As you had mentioned, Malcolm tragically died while on duty on Monday in a single vehicle motorcycle crash on Highway 401 in Coburg. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. But what we hear from officers, from the community, is that he was highly skilled, highly respected. He was a auxiliary member of Toronto Police. He was a combat engineer with the Canadian Armed Forces. And we actually did see an RCAF search and rescue helicopter do a little flyby here as a sign of respect for Sergeant Malcolm because he was a member of the military. He joined the OPP's Northumberland detachment in 2020, where he spent his entire career. He was also a member of the Golden Helmets, which is a precision motorcycle riding team. They represent the OPP at public events and official functions. And to be a member of that team is not easy. You have to have the high level of skill required to be part of the Golden Helmets. In a release, the OPP wrote, quote, "Sergeant Malcolm was highly respected and trusted as a leader who fostered a supportive environment. His quiet confidence, professionalism, and strong work ethic made him an integral part of the OPP." Now, FISA funeral arrangements are still underway. The OPP says more details on that will be released at a later date. There is also an opportunity for the public to sign a book of condolences online. You can head to opp.ca/news to sign.
All right, so he must have been on the biker enforcement unit, I would imagine, right? But anyway, we talked about this yesterday. An Aiken man was killed in a crash. A man has been arrested and charged with leaving the scene of a fatal crash that killed an Aiken County man last week in Salda County, according to South Carolina Highway Patrol. Ryan Boyd, 25, was charged with felony leaving the scene of a collision resulting in death. The victim was identified as Angie Rita. I mean, that was a guy's name. Angie Rita was identified as the victim. Oh, the coroner's name is Angie Rita. Identified the victim as Mark Horton, 61 years old. And that's the guy that struck. He was driving a Suzuki motorcycle when he hit a deer and he fell in the roadway, and this guy left him there. I mean, that's crazy. Insane that you would leave somebody on the ground after they got hit by a car and not help them. It just doesn't make sense. So in East Texas, bikers urge city to adapt highway motorcycle safety awareness month. And I got a video for that. Hopefully things can die down in Texas and they can all try to get along down there. I mean, the violence doesn't solve anything. You know what I mean? People end up in prison. People end up hurt or dead for no reason. Like, there is no reason for that. Because you don't like the patches that people wear. I mean, I don't understand the reason.
As motorcyclists gear up to hit East Texas roads this spring, one group is pushing a powerful message. CBS 19's Robert De La Garza shows us how throughout the month of May, riders at the Tyler Biker Church are reminding drivers to stay alert and prevent distracted driving.
That would be awesome. Oh, yeah. For riders at the Tyler Biker Church, no matter what patch you wear, there's one pledge they all share.
We're people too. We have jobs and we're all trying to make it back home safe.
But bikers like Wyatt Perkins says, behind the leather and loud engines is a quiet reality.
Our clubs attend at least 2 to 3 funerals every year, and it's always the same thing. Somebody got hit, somebody got ran over, somebody got pushed off the road by someone on their cell phone.
According to TxDOT, last year, roughly 1 in 16 motorcycle crashes in the state were deadly.
It seems like every year we lose more and more riders to distracted driving.
And for Wyatt and his wife,
me and my wife were actually involved in a bad motorcycle wreck last March of 2025. We both wound up in the hospital that day. Severe injuries. My wife was actually in ICU for over a week and still had, for both of us, 2 months of recovery time.
But not every story ends the same way.
Because literally my life stopped when I got that phone call.
Stephanie Bryan says her boyfriend J.D. Rush was killed 2 months ago when a distracted driver didn't see him coming.
He was behind a bigger truck.
Kurt, what's up, man?
And there was a lady going to pull out.
Thank you for joining me today.
She saw the truck, but she didn't see him. So the truck passed and she pulled out.
JD, someone who's been riding his whole life, shows no matter how experienced.
I mean, it can happen to anybody.
Even the most skilled bikers are vulnerable.
So every day when I swing my leg over this bike, I know in my mind that may not be the day that I come back home.
Now, each year, Wyatt and his club travel across the Piney Woods, urging city councils to recognize May as Motorcycle Awareness Month.
Just be aware of your surroundings. You don't know who that person is on that bike. And it's a life-changing thing.
To remind drivers, behind every helmet is someone trying to make it.
So be aware of your surroundings. If you're driving a car, just be aware. And if you're going through an intersection, just assume that the cars are going to pull out in front of you, because cars recently, or it's been for a long time, they don't respect motorcycles. They don't give them space. It's really crazy. So today we are talking about this guy lighting the Outlaws Clubhouse on fire. Now, this is a crazy story. He only got 12 days in jail for it. 12 days. Can you imagine? This is the guy who did it. This is out of Michigan. 12 days in jail. Pinecone man sentenced for arson at Outlaws Motorcycle Club, Saginaw Clubhouse, Saginaw, Michigan. This man received a probationary sentence for torching the Outlaws Motorcycle Club local clubhouse. Saginaw County District Judge David Huffman on Monday, April 27th, sentenced the 35-year-old Adrian Roseberry to 9 months probation. While on probation, Roseberry is continued attending therapy and must provide his agent with monthly proof of attendance. He is not to use alcohol or illicit drugs and must submit regular testing. The judge further ordered Roseberry pay $525 in fines and costs within 120 days, plus $30 a month in supervision fees. He destroyed a building, so he doesn't have to pay for the building. He gave Roseberry credit for 12 days served in jail. What? I mean, how do you get off like that? The sentence is part and result from Roseberry having an almost non-existent prior record. What does almost non-existent mean? It means there's something, but it's barely there. Like, how does that work? Hopefully, you can stick by these terms and abide by them as you're supposed to, the judge told Roseberry. If you don't, the alternative is 353 days in this Saginaw County jail. Obviously, a substantial amount of time. No victims were present in the courtroom to give impact statements. Well, I mean, if the victims are the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, yeah, I can imagine there are no victims that are present, right? Roseberry in January pleaded no contest to one count of malicious destruction of a building between $2,000 and $1,000. The charge is 1 year misdemeanor. I don't get it. In exchange, the prosecution dismissed the 10-year felony of third-degree arson. Roseberry's conviction stemmed from an incident that occurred the morning of June 15, 2023, at 1903 Durant Street, a private clubhouse of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Callers initially said a generator was on fire at the rear of the building, but when firefighters arrived, they found it was actually a leaf blower that was burning, records show. Firefighters pulled the leaf blower from the spot near the clubhouse and doused its flames. Shortly afterwards, witnesses came forward and say they saw a person pouring fluid on the clubhouse's back porch and lighting it, records show. Once ignited, the flames flashed up and then they went out, the witness said. An investigation confirmed the fire had intentionally been set. The fire did not cause much damage to the clubhouse, which was the fraternal order of the Outlaws BC purchased for $35,000 in February of 2019. Damn, that's pretty cheap. And that's what the property record showed. Police arrested Roseberry a day after the blaze on a charge of first-degree arson, but they released him shortly afterwards. A second fire occurred at the clubhouse on October 30th, 2023. Coincidentally known on the same night as Devil's Night. Crews arrived to find smoke emanating from the building, and they entered it and extinguished the fire. No civilians were inside at the time. The fire chief said estimated fire damage was around $45,000 in damage. Roseberry did not face charges related to the second fire. He had been wanted on a warrant in connection with the first blaze since September 13, 2023. Bridgeport Township police officers arrested him in December of 2025 during a traffic stop. Damn, so he was out on the run for 2 years. He had the warrant for 2 years. The Outlaws Motorcycle Club was established in 1935 in McCook, Illinois. Since then, they have expanded to 41 countries and it has 4 Michigan chapters, including one in Bay City. The Outlaws Motorcycle Club is not a criminal organization. The club states on its website it's a motorcycle club. We may not live by the rules of society, but we do live by its laws. In addition to Saginaw Clubhouse, the local Outlaws chapter also owns the former Springing Wheel Bar at 1616 Broadway Avenue in Bay City. Property records show the bar's previous owner in February of 2024 sold his establishment for $100,000 to GFOD LLC. You guys know what that means, right? God forgives, outlaws don't. So God forgives, outlaws don't is biker lingo for God forgives, outlaws don't. State records show GFOD LLC formed in January 23rd of 2024. Fraternal Order of the Outlaws Bay City L3C was formed June 25th, 2025. Both entities list the same Portsmouth Township man as their agent. So I just don't understand. Maybe it's because no one would come forward that he didn't get that. He got credit for 5 days in jail. He got probation. Anybody else would be thrown under the jail. I just don't get it. Pablo, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me. The feds will do everything to continue the fight between the clubs. 100%. I believe that. 100%. And we got some new information about the whole Waco situation. So I'm going to be dropping that soon because the Waco anniversary is coming up really soon. And there's some new information about everything that happened. Wildcard, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Insane Wheels is in the building. Bishop's area. Oh, where the cop died? Probably. Ghost Eagle Guardian, what's good, man? Hit that like and subscribe button. Mike Ball Raid, shout out. Charles Darwin, how are you, man? Thank you for joining me today. Hey, Virginia Chaos, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you. I got the best chat in the business. Sick bastard, Mike Ball Raid, comments make you angry. What's going on? Who was Buddy who set the fire? This guy right here. Let me show you. This guy set the fire. He got probation. How do you get probation? I mean, he was facing 10 years in prison, right? The first time. Pablo says, I live near Waco. Yeah, we're going to be, hopefully I could talk to somebody who was there. I would like to talk to somebody who was at the Waco situation. He's just a nobody, just a kid. I don't know what his reasons for lighting the building on fire. They didn't say anything. Probably cops put him up to it. Never know, right? I mean, they let him off with a slap on the wrist, so you never know. It's probably looking that way. I mean, he looks like a kid, don't he? I don't think they say his age in here. Let me check. Oh, he's 35 years old. He looks like a fucking kid, though. So you're sentenced to 9 months probation. But while on probation, he needs to continue attending therapy and must provide his agent with monthly proof of attendance. He is not to use alcohol or illicit drugs, and he must submit regular testing. The judge ordered further a $525 fine and costs within 120 days, plus $30 monthly supervision fee. He gave Roseberry credit for 12 days served in jail. The sentence was part of the result from Roseberry's having an almost non-existent prior record. I don't understand what that means. He had an almost non-existent prior record. Does that make any type of sense? Looks native. Could be. Could be. So now he did this, right? Do you think he'll have a problem in the future? The $1 Million Crew probably won't give an interview. Yeah, probably not. But maybe there's a form. I don't want to talk about any criminal activity or anything. If you guys watch my interviews, you probably figured that out by now. I don't need people to talk about crime or criminal activity. I just want to know how they got involved with the life, you know? Could be a juvenile. No, he's 35 years old. This happened. Time 31. Keegan, what's up? Pyro tendencies. So lib judge gave him a slap prior. Wow. And there was a second fire too. There was a second fire. This happened in Michigan. He has almost a non-existent prior record. That doesn't even make sense. Either he does or he doesn't, right? Like, what does that mean? So, with all this stuff going on in Texas, hopefully all this stuff can die down. Because there's a lot going on. If you guys don't know, the Banditos and the Mongols had a prior incident happen down in Texas where they had a shootout. It says Banditos and Mongols motorcycle gangs had shootouts Sunday night, according to police. This was in February of 2020. 2 motorcycle gangs involved in Sunday night's shooting have been identified as the Banditos and the Mongols, according to Midland police. The shootout killed 1 person. MPD released his name today and said it's Alex Volrilla. He was 45 years old from McAllen, Texas. Police told it says police told us Sunday night 3 others were shot too. 2 were in critical condition and the third was in fair condition. Investigators have not released the names and updates of their condition of the 3. The 2 gangs were at Your Place Bar Sunday evening, and the owners tell the news that he and his staff noticed they were getting edgy with one another, so they called 911 when the shootout happened. And now we have this other situation that transpired. So it says 5 Mongol motorcycle gang members arrested in Midland stabbing attack. I got a video for this one. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. I gotta let the ads play real quick. Do you guys believe this or not? I need you to put it in the comments. Do you believe this statement? Or do you think they are a gang? We're going to have a debate about this whole situation very soon. All right, so let's take a look at this video.
We are tracking crime in Midland, where police say 5 people have been arrested after attacking a rival gang member. You'll remember on Saturday, a Mongol OMG member was shot while riding a motorcycle on Loop 250 in Midland. First Alert 7 has learned that just hours later, 5 Mongol members retaliated for the shooting by stabbing a Banditos gang member in the area of Loop 250 and Interstate 20. Officials identified Billy Blackman, Jose Lujan, Willie Morales, Jose Vasquez, and Christopher Smith as the suspects in this case. The victim of that stabbing telling police that he received a warning message that banditos should stay off their motorcycles as well. Let's turn out to Ector County, where a jury has sentenced a...
Hopefully that will be the rest of everything going on out there, and they could resolve their differences, because nobody wins in a situation like this, you know. But now let's shift our focus over to this guy, one of the biggest frauds out here on YouTube. So this guy is known as Spider's Club Life, right? This guy posts videos. Look at this. He is a fraud if I've ever seen one, and I'm going to prove it to you. So this is his YouTube channel. Look at that fake ass picture right there with his fake ass cut on, right? He's got videos all from other people. These are all other people's videos, but he acts like they're his videos, right? It says in the description, it says, Harley riding patched member and part of the original Hateful Eight Tennessee charter. I love my brothers. I'm not a spokesman for any individual brothers, media, or any brothers as a group. However, I can show you things that they allowed me as to. Love and respect, Spider Original Hateful Eight Tennessee chapter. Now, why does he post, much love, family, don't give satisfaction to what the attention, plus brothers, all I have. I got 6, much love, Spider, much respect, Spider. That was 4 months ago. He posted a video recently. When was it? 4 days ago. He posts a video pretty much every day, right? Make sure you put in the comments. Say, who are you for real? He says, hey, family, I'll be home very soon to catch up on the comments. I love you guys. So he posts all kinds of wild stuff. So he says that he's a member of Tennessee, right? So why does he Photoshop pictures? Here's a real picture. Here's his fake picture with his face on someone else's body. Why is he doing that? Like, what's the reason for him doing that? Here's the real picture. Here's the fake picture. And this goes on and on and on. Like, there's so many of these. This guy is an absolute fraud. So this is him. So he's a part of a sober club. But why would he Photoshop his picture on real members of the Hells Angels' bodies? Why would he do that? If he was a real member, he wouldn't have to do that, right? I wonder what they think of this. I mean, it's very crazy that someone would do something like this. Let me see. I got more, too. Now, he took a post from George Christie, right? George Christie has a lot of original photos. I give George that, right? But as you can see, He put his face on this kid's body. Why would he do such a thing? I mean, it's a simple question, right? Why would you put your face on someone else's body? It makes absolutely no sense why he would do such a thing. And he can't lie about it because it's right here. I mean, this is the real picture. And then you got this guy's face plastered over someone else's body. Why would he do that? Very odd. And there's a lot of instances like this. But this is the real guy. He looks like Humpty Dumpty. So next time you see his videos, ask him. Say, why'd you Photoshop pictures of your face on other people's bodies? Right, Charles? It's crazy. If a member of a club does something illegal, the media says the club. But if a cop does something illegal, they say the person. 100%. That's 100% right. It's not the guy. Says stripped of his patches of 81 off a guy and rubbed his. What was in the whole video? What? It said he stripped patches off 81 off a guy and rubbed his. I'm gonna look for that. So you guys remember that guy Snap, right? I believe his name was Snap. So I found that post. And here is the post. They since took it down ever since he passed away. But they posted this post right before he passed away. It's kind of suspicious, don't you think? And it says, anyone know this guy and can tell me about him? He's here in Saskatchewan causing issues in our community. Next thing you know, he turns up dead. What do you guys think of that? A little suspicious, don't you think? But yeah, next time you see a video from this guy or you see a video that he posted, ask him. Say, why do you put your face on other people's bodies? Why do you put your face on real Hell's Angel bodies? Very odd that someone would do such a thing. I don't get it. Does he want to be a part of them that bad? Just makes no sense. Hey, Johnny Weed Seed. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Playing now on YouTube. Clear it up, Spider. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? YouTube is strip fake Hell's Angel patch. It's him. Is it him? Hold on. Let me see. Is it on his channel? Is that, wait, is that him, the one where the Mongol takes the patch off the dude in the video? Is that him? I can prove who Spider is. I mean, Preston just not the one he wanted. Where's the video at? Are you talking about the video of the Mongol getting his patch stripped? Or the Mongol that takes the Hell's Angel patch? Oh, is it this guy? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if this is it. Is this him?
Okay, I'm gonna make a video right now because I felt a little bad about the last video that I made. I got a little upset in talking about some motorcycle clubs and my previous illegal activities as a debt collector and things like that. Now, the reason I was upset is because the other day I was out riding one of my Harleys and I noticed on the back of somebody's leather, or not leather, excuse me, jean vest, this. Okay. Now, this is not the right size, and if you know anything about the Hells Angels or you are a Hells Angel, you'll notice some differences in it than a real death head. I stripped that. I stripped this. And I stripped this. And I stripped this off of this dude's fucking cut. A lot of angels will tell you that he got off really easily. Normally, and I did, I'm not gonna lie, I did fucking sock him a few times.
I thought he was a member, right? I thought he was a member. I mean, that's what he's claiming online. I mean, I have the pictures of him. It does look brand new. It looks like he just took it out of the wrapper. It's probably the patches that he tries to wear, right? So this is him with his fake picture over another picture. Bam. Now, this is the club that he allegedly rode in. So Spider's Club is being exposed.
But that's still getting off really, really easily. It's really easy to run into the wrong dude and possibly get killed for that.
Now he's going to sew him on his jacket.
This is not how Hell's Angel MC Motorcycle Club patch looks. This is not how it looks.
Why does he have two sets? Wait. Why does he have two sets? And the one he allegedly stripped off didn't have any thread on it.
The Hells Angels MC patch goes between the death head and your bottom rocker, and it looks like this. Not this. This is how a Hells Angels colors,
the same guy, I believe,
at least on the backside, would look. trying to see if I'm getting that right. It would look like this, okay? Except for there are a lot of differences between real and fake. Now, that particular three-piece patch is 100% fake.
Now, there are a lot of differences between real and fake, right? Real, fake. Real, fake. We're going to do another show just exposing this guy.
There's a few things that are telltale signs of that. One, it's too small. Two,
why does he have
the lettering
patches?
Is not right. All Hell's Angels patches are made by one patch maker. Okay? He does them all the same. They're not made by just anybody. This shit that you're seeing here is eBay shit. Now, eBay, I don't know if you guys realize this, but you guys are, you're going to get people hurt really, really badly or worse for selling this stuff. Now, for one thing, it's not the right size. And there's a few other telltale signs. Because all three-piece patches for the Hells Angels are the same fucking size, okay? Now, doesn't matter what size you are, doesn't matter what size the cut is, all Hells Angels three-piece patches are the same size. Knock it off now! Sometimes the dog gets a little crazy. You see in this California, do you see the L? How it's a loop instead of an actual L? Okay. Now, a real California Hells Angels patch, the L is an L. Okay. Now, as I said before.
So how'd he get a real patch done? I'm just curious. Dog's calling him bullshit.
Another sign is that it's far too small. The MC, actually, this is the one I pulled off of his cut, was incorrect. Now, on the front of Hell's Angels colors, each side has different things on them. Okay. Now, the very first thing you're going to notice is on the side, you'll have a very slim, about yay long patch that says Hell's Angels. Okay. Now, if you are a president, vice president, road captain, sergeant of arms, secretary, whatever, you'll have one underneath that states what your position is politically in that particular chapter. You'll have your name, which is usually your nickname.
And listen, no member is going to come on here to say all this stuff, right?
Everybody that joins an MC gets a nickname, okay? You also have a 1% patch, okay? Which is a diamond, and it has a 1 and a percent sign, 1%. Some Hells Angels 1% patches have a death head on them, some don't. Now that just depends on a few things too. One, how long. One, depending on what patches you've done. I feel do this. It's something that a member of said club has done on behalf of the club in order to defend their family. Now, I'm not going to get into what those acts may be or whatever. If you run into a Hells Angels member who has a filthy few patch, I wouldn't suggest ever fucking with any Hells Angels member. But if you run into a member with a filthy few patch, you definitely don't want to fuck with that person. Excuse me, I'm going to have to do this in 2 parts because I'm running out. I'm going to have to delete some videos so that I have enough time here. So I will be right back.
So I'll continue this at a later date. We're going to finish exposing Spider's social club as being the fraud he is. Because no member, and I don't speak for any club. I'm not in a club. Never was, never will be. But I don't think a member would be photoshopping his face on other people's bodies. Just throwing that out there. I think they would be pretty upset that he's doing that. I mean, I don't get why someone would do that. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it, man. Dude never punched a pussy, let alone hit a member. Yeah, 81 won't talk. Do you think this Spider? Oh, man. Yeah, I think he's a complete fraud. And if anybody has information on him, send it to me. Thank you guys all for joining me. I appreciate you guys taking the time. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin With Staxx, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. I want to thank... Hold on, we got a donation. Aaron, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. They left a comment for the dopest motorcycle content. And then I got another donation. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. The dopest motorcycle content. I appreciate both of you guys. Hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you. And if you want to tell your story on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com. Hope you guys have a great Friday. Stay safe. Watch out for cars. Keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.